Hello and welcome back to another episode of Panzer Corps Multiplayer. And yeah, since I don't have time to do India at the moment, I think it's a good idea to do a short and quick video. And we're back at multiplayer where I battle out all the multiplayer maps there are with Goose 2. And we thought that it is a good idea to start off with Poland and show both sides. I'm doing the Germans and he will do the Germans later, so that you can see differences in our approaches and how to defend with the Polish or even attack with the Polish. It's not a given that the Germans will win here, so you have your chances as Poland as well. But either way, let's go into the game and take a look at the map. It's very difficult it's a very easy map on single player, but it's a very difficult map on multiplayer because there are not too many units on the playing field, and you have a ton of options where you can attack or defend, and that makes the map really interesting and is a great way to start into multiplayer. So you can, as Polish forces, either try to defend here, you can defend here, you can maybe defend back at Warsaw, you can do a lot of things. And as Germans, you can focus your attacks in the north, in the south, you can do a balanced attack, and there are a lot of options for sneaky moves as well. So, first game is me playing as Germans, and let's see what I'm going to do here. This is the second time I'm playing Poland, and Goose has played it, I don't know how many times, a ridiculous amount of times. And so, he really knows what to do here. So let's see if I can make it work nevertheless. So, first move, Germans. This is obvious. It's the same thing like in single player. You try to get rid of this city immediately. You try to get rid of this cavalry unit immediately, just to get it out of the way and to destroy it. And that's a big theme of multiplayer. You have to destroy units. So damaging a unit isn't the best thing. You have to definitely get rid of it, because that's very different from single player. In single player, if you damage a unit, well, that's fine. The AI, maybe they're going to reinforce it, but you basically don't really care, because you can destroy the damaged unit later. And in multiplayer, prestige is a major issue. So getting a unit back to strengths with normal replacement is rather cheap, and you don't care that much about experience because it's only one single battle, and so only a destroyed unit does you anything good, because a damaged unit will just retreat and come back, and this way you could fight this cavalry forever. So this was already a good start. Next, I decided to break through around Katowice. That's the same as in single player. You just overwhelm this target, and one moment. The replay files still act up. Stop. So the problem is you only can see the Allied side. In this case, it's the Polish side. But I can tell you what I did as Germans. I moved a big force to this location to attack Krakow. This is my first target, and I bought towed artillery units because, well, you need the higher ammunition count. The self-propelled artillery is too slow, it has too little ammunition, and it doesn't do you any good. So always go for the towed ones and go for Gebirgsjäger because you need them. They have perfect mobility in this hilly, woody, foresty region around here, and that is key. So massive concentration of forces on this side and only very little forces in the north. My plan is to go the longer route and hopefully with that surprise goose go directly for Warsaw and attack Lodz from the back. That at least is the plan. And what Goose is doing here, he's making great use, well, and another very important thing, as Germans, you absolutely want to buy Slovakian artillery here. That's absolutely key. If you don't do that, you're already in big trouble because you will get counterattacked here. Goose is using his forces pretty well to destroy the Slovakian infantry, and it's not that bad to lose it, but taking the city will give him precious 25 prestige, and he can buy units here. And this is threatening my flank here. He can reinforce in this direction, so he has a lot of options he gains by that. And I have a thorn in my side because if I try to move beyond Krakow, I'm always threatened from the back. So I kind of have to get this location under control again. It's easily stopped by Slovakian artillery here and stop any shenanigans. That's absolutely the best thing to do. And other than that, he is making great use of the Polish rail transports, already shuffling his units, and you will see he will do a lot of relocation here as well. Securing the bridges, concentrating all units, and getting this infantry unit out by rail transport. I never thought about that. I always move it onto the bridge where it gets, well, at least damaged, if not destroyed. So this is a good thing to do. And for multiplayer, don't bank on being able to build a massive line of defenses and just hold out. Human players are much better in dealing with static defenses than the AI is, so you will get overwhelmed pretty quickly. So key is build concentrated forces, yes, so that you can do something, but always be prepared to have multiple groups and not allow your enemy to focus on one single spot. If you concentrate all your units around here, you will get surrounded and bombarded to death. You will see that in a minute. It's very easy to overwhelm static defenses. So defend the bridges and, well, let's see what he does. And then we'll talk about his move. He builds a fairly strong defensive layout around Krakow. This tank is in a waiting position. He can go either this way or this way, wherever he is needed. And, well, pretty strong defense still. It's not too easy to go over the river. So that's looking good for him. And I took out those targets. And here comes my push for Krakow. And you would think this is pretty tough to take. 2 artilleries in the back, 3 units here. But here you see, well, let's stop. First thing that's very important, it's suppress, surround, and surrender. That's the most efficient way to deal with enemy units. Rail transports can only move on the railway lines, obviously. So suppressing it, reducing its entrenchment, and then forcing it back will cause the surrender. And it's a huge win for me. Every unit you can get rid of absolutely counts. And if you take a look and your experience with multiplayer, you will see a problem with my layout here already. this tank is in a perfect position to get suppressed, surrounded, and surrendered as well. But we will see that in a minute. Yeah. Well, stop. You see already here, Polish mountain infantry, best unit in the game for the Polish because they are cheap, have high mobility, and are a decent infantry unit. So my position here, already in dire straits. And what I did here, move up so that I know what defenses I'm facing. I wanted to look for this Polish infantry and couldn't find it, so I was a little bit puzzled where it has gone. I expected it to be either on the bridge or somewhere up here in an ambush position, so if I move past, you can go back. You always have to employ perfect vision of the battlefield so that you can prevent any sneaky attacks. And if you're one of the players, it's always an option. You can move the unit back here, try to cross the river, or position it here. If you're not getting scouted, just counterattack, take back the city. There are decent options here. But my plan is gain vision on the enemy and see what's going on. Well, Slovakia is getting invaded. My tank is getting suppressed. This was a mega hit by the artillery. It's enough. No damage, but it's completely... That's already a huge loss from my side. And don't stand still. You have to have flexible... You have to have flexible defenses. Just retreat, and couples of artillery actually are pretty tough to take out because they're protecting each other. And this, you mustn't underestimate a couple of those cheap artillery pieces. It's pretty tough to overwhelm them. And the basic tactic here is delay the German push. Put tough forces in the way, in the mountains, in the hills, so it's pretty... I have to dig them out, destroy them, and get completely rid of it, just to prevent them from just keep falling back and back again. And here I don't have strong enough forces to push, so for him it's okay to just hold the bridges here. Here comes even a counterattack. I'm trying to get rid of the Polish tank. That's the best Polish unit that can really do some damage. I have to suppress the defending artillery. And here you already see massive amounts of artillery on my side. That's important. You have to really overwhelm them. Force them to retreat wherever you can still hit them, and get rid of them one by one. Deny them vision and get rid of this pesky bomb. But it can really hurt your armor. Here I'm peeking and seeing what's going on. You sometimes... it's a little bit annoying that the vision is blocked sometimes. You sometimes have to take risks to, well, just test the defenses and see if there even is something here. Because if you can block large early and not allow any reinforcement here, that's a huge victory. So, well, risking the Panzer I maybe isn't worth it, but I tried anyways. And you see this Polish cavalry here is trying to do a sneak attack later on. Once my forces have moved past, he can threaten my flank here. Yeah, other than that, not much the Poles can do. Sneak attack here. Trying to delay my push. and he's committing a ton of forces to this attack. Well, it's turn 3, I think. The replay is acting up again. Let's try. We've already seen that. So, what you see here, this infantry unit is just trying to block and delay me. A lot of units in my way. That's, well, delaying my push. That's basically what's going on here. My Panzer was destroyed. Maybe you couldn't see that. He got surrounded and killed. And here I definitely used my scout outside of his vision range to sneak into his back and regain control about this on this Slovakian situation here. And now there are 3 Polish mountain units out in nowhere land, because he can take those cities, but those are no victory hexes. I don't care too much about that. I want to keep them busy, but they're definitely missed in the defense here. If those 3 units would be here, it would be very hard for me to break through. This way, I can kill off unit by unit, not having the biggest luck in destroying them, but doesn't matter. At least we will get rid of them. And a methodical push, killing off resistance, keeping defended, trying to weaken them. And trying to stop the replay, but it's very hard to do. I think that the replay system is seriously messed up with the last patch. So let's see, he took out Tilina, I think. Destroyed one of my mountain infantry units here. He had 3 units to go, sent 1 back to defend the Slovakian city, and I put down 1 Gebirgsjäger here just to keep him busy. Getting attacked here, that doesn't matter too much. I'm going to overwhelm those last defenders here pretty quickly, and that's key for my strategy, because I have to quickly push towards Warsaw. That's all that matters for me. And here I'm trying to simply control the situation, not pushing again. I know those defenders are too strong for me. He's trying to put up a defense here again. Doesn't have the biggest luck, but he had very lucky turns already. Here you see the sneaky push by the cavalry, and I even brought down 1 artillery piece just to get it under control and destroy units. And hopefully destroy this unit as well. Almost getting it, but not quite. But it doesn't matter too much. Situation now is under control. I don't care for the Polish fighter. This piece of artillery, when movement, has double purpose. I moved it down here. It can support the attack if needed in the south, but it can also support the attack to the north. Once again, trying to overwhelm them quickly. Another unit down. And don't be afraid to put your tanks on the hills here. One moment, let's stop again to take a look what the Poles are doing. Putting down a sneaky cavalry unit to threaten my positions in the back or attacking me from the back. I don't know what he is planning, I don't remember. And you see, I have nothing here. So those are just here to scare him and force him to put units to this front. And they're just guarding the bridges. My real push will come from the back along this road and along here. I will attack Lodz from here and through Warsaw here. And Warsaw is not defended because it's not a good idea to defend here. Too open, no trenches. Yeah, Modlin is providing some defenses, but you can't hold here. That has been tested. It's not a good defensive location. Yeah, and here, well, those units are battling out. And here comes even a counterattack across the bridge. Maybe not the wisest choice, but he's trying it. And you have to keep track of enemy units here. Well, regaining control. Destroying the last defenders. And then my attack lane towards the capital is open. Couldn't get it, that's a pity. But it will get destroyed soon. And here I figured, well, here comes a counter push. Let's quickly reinforce this location. And one moment. The situation is not that great for me. I'm surrounded, but the main purpose of those units is keep them busy. And you see, his back is completely open, and I have a sneaky unit positioned here that will go and take out Radomsko. And you know, I'm already prepared to push ahead. This situation already is under control. Now those two units I accounted for. There are no units in the back. I know that, so I don't have to commit any more forces here. And that's a relief for me because he could also have attacked Krakow again. But now I don't care anymore. The only unit I'm worried is this one. I have to keep it under control. That's everything that's needed. And now there are no more defenders left. Unfortunately, the tank couldn't be forced onto the river. And now he goes all in on this counterattack. I don't know why. He got carried away a little bit, I think. But he has always... Well, he gets a lot of my artillery here in the process, but his units are completely out of position, and I think he underestimates the speed I will be able to arrive at Lodz. Again, losing a ton of artillery, but I don't care anymore. Those units just need to keep the enemy busy. My main push is hidden in the back. Here comes the sneaky attack, and here I'm all ready. And maybe, well, this tank maybe should have stayed out of vision range. I'm not sure, but my point was definitely block Warsaw so that he can't put any units in there. And I wanted to know if there are more units in the back or if that's everything. And yeah, so next task will be to block any reinforcements here and then hopefully take the city without further delays. And destroy whatever units we can so that they are not getting in our way. I'm even... One moment. It refuses to stop. Again, suppress, surround and surrender. And I even offered this damaged artillery piece here in the back, but he didn't go for it. I think he was blocked off. Maybe it would have been wiser to offer it somewhere here where he actually could see it, just to draw his units away from Lodge. Now he will try to take back Krakow again, but that's not working. City blocked. Attacking from the south as well. This situation is under control, so no more threat there. And very unlucky. And he is still fighting on this side of the river. No idea why. I think he is expecting to hold out here and wants to finish off my units and then come back. Well, the German forces get demolished here, that's true, but that doesn't help. And now that's a major problem. This mud here absolutely, got me did cost me the victory here, because this is a two-sided multiplayer game. So whoever beats the Polish first wins. And I had some Gebirgsjäger units here prepared that could have moved all the way to this airfield, and without the mud I could have taken out Lodge one turn earlier. But this way, because of the mud, I don't have a unit that can go in. Well, I can go in, actually. But you will see this tank is getting forced out again. And this delayed my victory one turn. One moment. Very important. Putting a unit, a fighter above the tank so that he can't move in his fighter and reduce entrenchment on my panzer. So I'm very much dependent on not getting pushed out of the city here. Well, I think there's something wrong again. We have already seen that. Yeah. Sorry, but that really is acting up. Well, his infantry attacked into my tank. The artillery bombarded it, so the entrenchment got reduced. And, well, he had absolutely a stellar hit here and forced my tank out of the city. That's very bad luck, but it happened. But I can fight back. Regain control of Lodge. Demolish any units that could threaten me. Move in and, one moment, very important, block off. So his units won't be able to reach the city and damage, do any more surprise attacks here. But that's it, that seals the deal. Blocking from the north. Don't know why this always pops up and doesn't go away. Even put in a unit here for good measure, just not to risk anything. But he can take a few locations back, but not the victory locations. And that's it. Victory on turn 11. I don't think we will see an ending. Nope, doesn't show up, but that's it. Goose was defeated. He put up a great fight with the Poles, but it wasn't enough. Well, the German army got seriously beaten, but, well, we got the capital, we got the two major other cities, so I think that's a fair victory. And yeah, most of my units unfortunately are destroyed, but that's not counting in multiplayer. So, well, focus on your objectives. Don't care for the rest. For example, yeah, getting counterattacked here is really annoying, but it doesn't help too much. It doesn't help too much because the Germans don't have to hold any of their back cities there. So if the Poles take out all of those, that's annoying, will give them prestige, but it doesn't help them. And you can easily prevent that by putting a Slovakian artillery piece here. I very much recommend that. I totally forgot about that. The first time I played this was about a year ago, and I had the same issues and I forgot about that. Doesn't matter, won anyways, and we will make a short break here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and then we will see how Goose is handling his Germans and how I'm handling the Polish defenses. So I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something about the map, about multiplayer in general, and it's very important to look at maps a little bit differently, because in single player you pay no attention to this location, but in multiplayer it suddenly gets very important. Yeah, human players much more creative. So yeah, that's it. High Gravity Shadow in the chat, and yeah, I'll be back in 10 minutes and then we'll take a closer look at Poland. And until then, see ya. Bye.